What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is the true cost of the most advanced aircraft carrier. True cost, I'm sure it's going to be in the billions.
I have a fun feeling it might be.
It's going to be mega. Obviously, we've done quite a bit on aircraft carriers. They're insane, aren't they?
Yeah.
We've done other
Reactions?
vessels, I guess.
Oh, I thought you were going to say reactions.
No, we've done other reactions as well. Go and check them out on the channel. Would you call them vessels? They're vessels, aren't they? Or ships, I guess.
Military
vessels. Is it vessels?
Military transportation.
Maybe. Let us know in the comments what you'd call like a submarine, aircraft carrier. I think vessel.
Okay.
That's my guess. You're going military transportation.
No, I think it is vessel. I was making take.
Good guess, Sam. We've done loads on these and they're absolutely incredible. And this is, I'm assuming, going to break down the cost for maybe maintenance, build cost, check cost, because that's going to cost because you've got to check a lot of things, haven't you?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Smash the like button if you enjoy this content, guys. Smash the subscribe button. This is going to be mega. It's going to be America's because they just dominate the aircraft carrier world. They dominate the military world, really, don't they?
Yep.
And are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's check out the true cost of the most advanced aircraft carrier. What we got?
These 40,000-pound underwater bombs are just another test before the U.S. Navy's largest and most expensive aircraft carrier is declared combat ready. The USS Gerald R. Ford is the first in a new class of carriers with more firepower and a smaller crew. The previous class began service in 1975. The Ford was designed to save billions over a 50-year lifespan.
What was that coming up?
The Ford was double the
the
cost of the last carrier built, and
know.
it's been plagued with unexpected costs and delays. Just unclogging the toilets can cost $400,000.
What?
We went aboard the USS Ford to find out why America's most advanced aircraft carrier still can't be deployed nearly 2 decades after plans to build it began.
Wow. By the way, if you got the monster number 2, and you're costing about 400k, or you wouldn't want to be the one to tell, oh, by the way, I've clogged that toilet. It was the beans last night, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'd be regretting it.
Don't regret mine.
What?
You don't regret ours.
These sailors are moving ordnance onto a new kind of weapons elevator that allows them to do what would be impossible on any other aircraft carrier.
We're bypassing the mess deck area. We're completely independent. You would never even see us moving ordnance throughout the day. So it's more secure with higher survivability, and we can store more on board.
Okay.
It's the only way to move munitions from deep inside the Ford to rearm planes on its flight deck. Less advanced carriers move weapons in a more dangerous way, through the hangars to the flight deck.
Yeah, that'd be a bit chaotic.
There are 11 elevators on board, yet only 7 are fully functioning. Until all 11 elevators are complete, this ship can't be certified for deployment. The advanced weapons elevators are just one example of nearly 24 major new technologies that make the USS Ford cutting edge and one big floating experiment. Hal Manville is a retired Navy captain who served as the very first project manager on this new class of aircraft carrier.
The ship was supposed to start construction in '04. It got moved to '05. They made an adjustment. They delayed it a second time. They delayed it a third time. Pushing that out, the ship, just by those delays, went from $6.4 billion to $10 billion.
The Ford is the first of 4 new carriers already in different stages.
Yeah, just because I've delayed a couple of years, you've gained another 4 billion. But when it is such an expensive thing, I can understand why there's delays.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it is such a massive commitment. But the issue is it costs more. The more delays is, the more it costs. So it's like, when you cut the line, right, we just need to go for it. I guess 10 billion was that line.
I guess.
Of design and build. The Navy plans to replace the entire supercarrier fleet with Fords. U.S. law requires its Navy to operate 11 carriers at all times.
Wow.
But with all the delays, the U.S. is down to 10.
The reason we have 11 is driven by the fact that the U.S. Navy is kind of a 2-ocean Navy, if you will.
Of the 22 aircraft carriers in the world, half are American, while China, Italy, and the U.K. have just 2 each.
This carrier class, if we build 10 or 11 or 12, could go easily into the 22nd century.
More than 5,000 shipbuilders worked an estimated 49 million hours to build the Ford. That's 7 times the hours logged building the Empire State Building.
Wow. It is a beast, though, isn't it?
Admiral
It is a
Mike
beast.
Gilday, the chief of naval operations, said it was a mistake to introduce more than maybe 1 or 2 technologies on any complex platform at a time.
There's always going to be issues.
Admiral
isn't there?
Gilday is right. What you want to do is only do 1 or 2 new technologies on a new ship. And here's the reason why. Ships are the only weapon that the prototype, the first of the class, goes to war on.
The ship was christened in 2013. The Navy accepted delivery of the ship in 2017 without everything working as a way to stay under that year's budget requirements. 4 years later, the carrier's systems and technology are still being tested, and it won't be ready for deployment until 2022.
Let us know in the comments below if it is for deployment, man.
Because it's 2023.
Oh, well done, babe. This is why you watch our reactions for the insight from Spell Part 5.
No, you're not getting high five.
I'm only joking. But let us know, was it in deployment? Because I know we've done a lot of aircraft carriers, but we don't know. I don't always know if it's for Gerald or class or if it's an old one. Because, like I say, it's been so many delays. Be interesting to know, wouldn't it?
It would be.
So it can go to sea, pilots can take off and land, but the problems are still being ironed out before it's ready to go to war.
It's pretty clear that putting this many new technologies onto one ship was a mistake from a program management perspective, because it did cause the program to be delayed.
The delays and tests and fixes are so costly that every new piece of technology is over budget.
Mad, innit?
2 of the technologies that set the Ford apart from every other carrier are the aircraft takeoff and landing systems.
Some of those are very large, not incremental changes, but I would say revolutionary changes in terms of the electromagnetic aircraft launch system.
That's mad, innit?
Other carriers use steam-driven catapults to propel their jets off the deck. But the Ford uses electromagnetic linear induction motors, similar to a high-speed maglev train or roller coaster.
Okay.
Just research and design on the electromagnetic aircraft launch system cost over $1 billion. Installing it on the USS Ford cost more than twice what it was supposed to.
The steam catapult
Nice.
system had thousands
bit
of
of a
moving
budget.
parts.
A little bit.
There are less than 100 moving parts on an electromagnetic catapult. So that was a big improvement.
Fewer moving
Less
parts
likely to
means
go
fewer
wrong.
sailors to operate and maintain.
That's what they do.
The smaller crew and new technologies were projected to save $4 billion over its 50-year run, compared to the previous class of aircraft carriers.
They're hyped, aren't they?
The new system causes less stress on the planes, so they last longer, and more types of aircraft can use it, including ones that are still being designed.
Okay. It
Landing
makes sense
and
you design it
takeoff
for it,
are
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
easier on pilots too, since a computer does the work.
The pilot turns over control to the computer. It autopilots the airplane down to the carrier deck. And then when it hits that advanced arresting gear, it just smoothly brings it to a stop. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
a dramatically different experience for the pilot. It's much safer.
Human error
and
out of the way.
It's also going
Yeah.
to make the airplane last longer.
The Ford's computerized systems allow both lighter and heavier planes to take off and land, something that limited older carriers. The Ford's combination of new technologies means that a wider variety of aircraft can land on it.
It's smoother arrestments for aircraft. That is our goal here on board for future of naval aviation, flying drones and F-35s.
Oddly enough, the new launch system can't handle the newest fighter plane.
Oh,
So
wow.
the Ford will need a retrofit to handle the F-35 stealth fighter.
You'd have thought they'd have designed
Yeah.
it in,
Ford
wouldn't
class
you?
carrier is under construction in the shipyard, but it's already being modified for the F-35 at an added cost of $315 million.
Yeah, what's that? What's
Nothing
what's
really, is it?
15 million?
Many of the Ford's delays can be traced back to politics. 5 American presidents over 2 decades weighed in on the planning and building of the Ford.
The Department of Defense made the aircraft carrier program far more expensive than it needed to be. And you can take that to the bank.
I feel like
So
that
far, the true
when government's involved, different egos are
Yeah.
involved as well. I imagine they probably want to put their own stamp on it. It's always going to be inflated,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
think
It's kind of a similar thing in Jersey with the hospital and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just inflated costs. I think any project like this,
Yeah.
costs are going to go up
Yeah.
needlessly.
The cost of building this warhorse is $13.3 billion, a number that's increased
Here's a
nearly
tenner.
every year since construction began. Even the most basic of onboard functions can be eye-wateringly expensive. The ship
The
has
food looks
750 toilets connected through vacuum
750?
pressure, like the system on commercial jets. When one toilet gets clogged, the whole system can be affected.
Wow.
The fix requires an acid flush that costs $400,000, and the Navy has said it doesn't know how often it will need to be done.
Yeah,
The Navy
you're
changed
gonna
its shipbuilding programs when the
have a
Ford's
lot of
problems
fiber.
came up. It began designing and testing the takeoff systems on land in 2011, while the Ford was under construction. The advanced weapons elevators are also now being tested before installation.
Okay.
However, that program will only benefit the next Ford-class carrier. Built as a deterrent, the true value of the Ford is likely to be in the wars it helps prevent, rather than those it wages.
Yeah, because the whole idea is it's a deterrent, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
about kind of like nuclear as well. Wow.
So a lot of money then.
Definitely, and we could really just do... I'd take $1 million, but if you're not going to give us $1 million, I'd take 10.
Yeah, who are you asking? President.
Anyone who builds these. Yeah, Biden. is in, yeah, hit us up. He's busy at the moment, isn't he?
Is he?
I think he did a speech today. I haven't actually seen it, but a few guys at work was on about it. Because he was in Ukraine the other day, wasn't he?
I didn't even realise you were still president. I thought it changed already.
What?
I don't know. The years are going quick.
I was going to say, what? You meant to be American. Where's
Oh,
that
he's in
just come
Ukraine.
from? I don't think he's anymore, but he was the
Yeah.
other day. I'm pretty sure. We haven't fully watched the news. We've been super busy, haven't we? But we were on about it the other day at work, and then I think they were on about a speech today. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm not really sure what it was about, but maybe we'll check it out later. Smash the like button, guys. Smash subscribe and watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you, legends, in the next one. Peace.